Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Mother Nature isn't done with us just yet. The extreme cold might be letting up, but now the forewarned weather team is keeping a close eye on a shot of snow just in time for tomorrow morning's commute.
Now to live pictures from Eastern Market. It is 17 degrees in the city right now. We've actually made it out of the single digits. It's really warming up.
Yeah, it is. But now it's chances of snow that has our forewarned weather alert continuing into tomorrow. So let's get right over to Kim Adams and the timeline of what's headed our way, Kim.
Well, I'm just full of good news. It's a balmy 18 now downtown. I know, 17 in Grosse Ile, 16 at Metro Airport. Still feels like it's below zero at the airport, also in Ann Arbor, but we have climbed above zero for our wind chills. 5 in Pontiac is what it feels like, 2 in Mount Clemens, 3 in Monroe. Weather story. So tomorrow morning we pick up about an inch or 2 of accumulation, which, you know, it's Michigan. We get this kind of snow regularly through the winter, but it's the timing of it that we have seen in the past couple of weeks causes a problem during that morning commute, and with those temperatures right at the level where it's tough for that salt to work very well. Certainly it's something we are keeping an eye on for your morning commute, and then another inch on Friday possibly coming during the morning commute as well. And then bitterly cold once again for the weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if we go back under a wind chill advisory Saturday morning. We'll talk about the cold and a warm up. I can't wait to get to that coming up in a few minutes.
Hey, Kim, thank you. And right now there are outreach teams driving up and down streets, making sure no one is staying outside in these dangerously cold temperatures.
Our Megan Wood spent the day out on the road with those teams. She's live downtown tonight. Megan, it's a pretty elaborate system to try to help people get out of the cold.
Devin, Kimberly, it is, and it's much needed. So we were with the team out of the Covenant House, Michigan, and we were with them when they stumbled upon a group of people who were using the transit center behind me here in downtown Detroit as a shelter. So they not only gave these people snacks, hat, gloves to stay warm, they took them to a proper warming center. Meet Stephanie Taylor. She leads the outreach program at Covenant House, Michigan. It's a job that takes a lot of heart.
We not exempt from being in a homeless situation. And if anything happened to us, and we have children or nieces and nephews, you will want an organization to walk up and say, do you need help?
She doesn't do it alone.
These are my partners here.
This team drives around looking for people to help.
Hey, how you doing?
Not everyone takes them up on their offers.
Well, if you need us, I'm glad you're in shelter. They should be able to take good care of you there.
But that doesn't stop them from sharing kindness.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day. You too. We got our gloves, we got our hats, just in case they don't trust us to say, I'm through with shelters, I don't want to go back. We can say we still here, just for emergency needs.
The Covenant House, Michigan focuses their support on ages 13 through 24. But in these conditions, age isn't a factor.
If you say you're 25, 26, we're not going to say, oh, we're not going to help you. We're going to say, we know where you can go for shelter, and we'll get you there.
And to this crew, it doesn't matter how many trips it takes. They're on a mission to make sure no one spends the night in the cold.
I'm glad, we're able to help, okay?
Just a heartwarming experience to be out there with them. But again, it is so cold. And so if you see someone out, sleeping or anything like that, you can reach out to those shelters to get them help, to get them a ride to a warming center. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Some really dedicated people there trying to make a difference. All right, Megan, with some snow now expected, we could see a third straight day of school closures.
We already have a couple closed because of building problems. We'll keep updating this list on clickondetroit.com.
And be sure to wake up with our morning team. Our forewarned weather alert coverage continues. Constant coverage on how the weather will impact the morning drive. Of course, they get started at 4:30 a.m. All right, other news tonight. We are digging deeper into the new evidence revealed in the case of the murder of Samantha Wall.
Hours of testimony at a hearing to see if the man charged, Michael Jackson Bolanos, will stand trial. Prosecutors revealed how investigators used every detective technique available to make this arrest. Sean Lee is live. Sean, you're also learning some new information into what happened in the days leading up to the attack.
We understand Jackson Bolanos, the defendant here charged with Samantha Wool's murder, was fired from a job with one of the big three, an auto worker job for rage issues. He also had a rage issue or an issue physical fight with guards and court security yesterday after the hearing. Also, with the FBI, we know that they got a hold of his phone and they pinged it from Alexandrine, where he lived, which is in the news center area, through downtown. This is the morning of the murder, to right here, Rivard Street. And look down here. This is where Samantha Wool lived. What stood out to legal experts? The sheer brutality of the attack on Jewish community leader Samantha Wool. Most details are just too graphic to share, but Wool was stabbed 8 times in her neck, head, and back inside her Lafayette Park condo. Sources tell us the person charged with Wool's murder, Michael Jackson Bolanos, was fired from an auto worker job for anger and rage issues. After yesterday's hearing, we have confirmed Jackson Bolanos attacked courthouse and jail security and had to be carried back to his cell. It was revealed that investigators poring over security camera video from the area around the time of the murder showed a man multiple times in a black North Face jacket. Jackson Bolanos became a suspect. He was followed by police in Utica, arrested, and a key piece of evidence was recovered.
And I seized an Apple iPhone in a red case.
Investigators say the jacket was found laundered in Bolanos' apartment. Prosecutors say it still had Wool's blood on it. FBI tracking his iPhone prior to the murder, the phone tracking from his apartment right into Wool's area.
So this is once again on October 21st, 2023 from 3:50 a.m. to 4:05 a.m.
Okay, and where is the device consistent with being during this time?
In the geographical area of the crime scene.
All right, back here live, prosecutors matching up the cell phone pings of this guy and video of him. Now, next Tuesday, video of him in this area will be played in court. We'll have it covered for you. We're live in Detroit tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Hey, Sean, thank you.
Now to the Lions. We take a live look at pictures from Ford Field, set to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round of the playoffs Sunday at 3. Yes, a second home playoff game for the Lions, and you'll see it right here on Local 4.
And it's Wednesday, so let's go ahead and get that countdown clock rolling. We're a little less than 4 days away from one of the biggest games in the team's history. The Lions have one more day of rest than the Bucks, because Tampa, of course, played on Monday night. We played on Sunday night. Hopefully that bodes well for us.
Well, short rest, right?
Short rest. Everybody's on adrenaline anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They're just going to be flying anyway. The Lions, by the way, had a light workout and walkthrough today. Dan Campbell tries to give his guys plenty of rest. As a former player, Campbell does a really nice job of gauging that part of the job. Bucks have won 6 of their last 7, including the win over Philly this past Monday night. Campbell said today, Tampa is peaking at the right time.
They're another one of these hottest team going, getting into the playoffs. So they're doing things right. They had to find a way to get over the hump and clean a few things up, but they never got panicked. They never went in the tank. And that's very much Todd Bowles too. Man, there is, got a lot of respect for Todd.
He spoke glowingly about Todd Bowles today, time and time again. Lions still favored by 6.5. Kickoff 3 o'clock, as you heard, right here on Local 4. Pre-game show starts now. 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, the countdown started at midnight Sunday, I think, the way it went. Yeah. All right, Bernie. More coming up with Bernie a little bit later on. We've got you covered Sunday leading up to the big game here on Local 4.
Be sure to catch our All-In Playoffs Edition special live from Ford Field starting at noon. Bernie's going to be with us along with Hobie and Nick Monticelli. That's Sunday at noon on Local 4, and we'll also be streaming it live on Local 4 Plus. Yep. Well, I know the Lions are having a huge impact on the field, bringing home a playoff win, but the team is also having an impact on the city as a whole.
So right. Estimates say the Lions' first playoff win in 30 years generated $20 million for the local economy. One game. Pamela Osborne live on that story tonight. It's a lot of money, Pam.
Yeah, it certainly is. And we got those numbers from Visit Detroit. I spent part of my day speaking with them about this impact that the Lions winning has on everybody else. Sunday night's game was a thrill in more ways than one.
The first Lions playoff win in 30 years, right here in downtown in Ford Field, that generated $20 million.
You heard that right. That wave of Honolulu blue pumped an additional $20 million into the Detroit economy in just one day.
It was such an economic boon for the city of Detroit and for Detroiters.
Fans spent that money at restaurants, businesses, and parking and hotels.
Hotels are doing exceptionally well. We're anticipating that hotel occupancy will be 25% higher than it would otherwise be at this time of year, because people, they don't want to just come downtown, they want to stay downtown, they want to be part of the excitement.
Chris Moyer of Visit Detroit says the Lions' playoff run is a momentum builder to the upcoming NFL draft and so much more.
All good things are happening right now for the city of Detroit and for Southeast Michigan. You layer that on with a winning Lions team, it just increases the momentum.
Dollars and cents aside, the Lions are helping shine a bright light on the city's long-standing legacy.
Cars wouldn't be cars, music wouldn't be music, and the world's culture wouldn't be the world's culture without Detroit. Now we're getting all this incredible positive attention, and deservedly so.
And in case you're wondering how that $20 million measures up to other events that have taken place here in the city of Detroit, it's on par with when Taylor Swift and Beyonce brought their concerts to town. For now, reporting live outside of Ford Field, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
It's also right. But Pamela, the benefits are not just economic with this team, right?
Yeah, there's a psychological boost that's happening, maybe not just with the fans in the stadium at the game, but it's really carried over in our day-to-day lives, especially as we look forward to next Sunday night's game. So we'll talk about more about that when I see you at 5:45.
Good deal. We will see you then. Yeah, everybody's just sort of put a spring in our step, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Not as many people, I feel, complaining about the weather, because I think we're all just so excited.
We're dialed in.